Hi and hello, my name is Aisyah Sajida and this is my personal reflection on the TTMC Mobile Clinical Day Project for BUS 30031. Throughout this project, my team and I worked together to develop Proposal A and Proposal B, which involve business planning, financial analysis, and infographic development. Beyond the academic aspect of the project, this experience gave me the opportunity to work with different personalities, adapt to unexpected challenges, and gain a better understanding of my own strengths and areas for improvement as a team member. Throughout this reflection, I will be sharing my roles and contribution, the challenges I encountered, the adjustment I made throughout the teamwork progress, and the valuable lessons that I believe will help me in future academic and professional settings. For Proposal A, I was responsible for preparing the Gantt chart, project plan, and business strength and feasibility section. Besides these assigned responsibilities, I also assisted in maintaining the overall design and cohesiveness of the proposal. Initially, I thought my role would simply involve completing my own sections. However, as the project progressed, I found myself paying close attention to how different parts of the proposal connected together and ensuring that the final documents maintain a consistent and professional appearance. Through this process, I realized that one of my strengths is organization and attention to detail. I enjoy ensuring that both content and presentation work together to create a clear and professional final product. Rather than focusing only on my own tasks, I found satisfaction in contributing towards the overall quality of our team's work. However, Proposal A also presented one of our first challenges. As the submission deadline approached, some sections were completed later than expected. Although everyone eventually contributed their work, additional adjustments were required to ensure that the proposal maintained a consistent format and cohesive design. As someone involved in maintaining the overall presentation, I spent additional time integrating different sections and refining the final layout. Reflecting on this experience made me realize that teamwork is not only about completing individual responsibilities, but also about understanding how our contributions affect the success of the entire team. Proposal B provided a different type of learning experience. For this stage of the project, I was responsible for the financial analysis and the overall infographic design. As the project progressed, differences in contribution levels and work quality meant that I needed to take on a larger portion of the workload than originally planned. I refined the financial analysis, completed most of the infographic design, and carried out additional tasks to ensure that the final deliverable met our expected standard. This experience helped me discover that I am adaptable and willing to take initiative when unexpected challenges arise. Rather than focusing on the problem itself, I focused on finding solutions and ensuring that our team could achieve its objective. At the same time, Proposal B helped me recognize one of my biggest areas for improvement. Whenever problems occurred, my first instinct was to solve them by taking on additional responsibilities myself. Although this helped the project move forward, I realized that effective teamwork is not about doing the most work. Instead, it is about communication, collaboration, and shared accountability. This experience taught me that addressing concerns earlier and communicating expectations more clearly would likely create a healthier and more sustainable team dynamic. I realized that being a dependable team member is important, but learning when to communicate and seek support is equally valuable. Despite the challenges, one aspect of the project that I genuinely appreciated was our overall teamwork. Our team leader delegated responsibilities clearly, organized meetings effectively, and maintained open communication throughout the project. This created a positive working environment and made it easier for team members to coordinate their tasks and support one another. The project also taught me that teamwork involves working with people who have different personalities, perspective, and working styles. Not everyone approaches tasks in the same way, and learning to adapt to these differences is an important skill that extends beyond university and interprofessional workplaces. I also developed a different understanding of leadership. Before this project, I often associated leadership with official position. However, I came to realize that leadership can also be demonstrated through initiative, responsibility, problem solving, and supporting the overall success of the team. Looking ahead, I believe the experiences I gained from this project will be highly valuable for my future. One lesson I want to apply is the importance of establishing clear expectations at the beginning of a project. This can reduce misunderstanding and improve accountability among team members. I also want to improve my communication by addressing concerns earlier instead of trying to manage every challenge independently. At the same time, I hope to continue developing the strengths I discovered throughout this project, particularly organization, adaptability, creativity, and attention to detail. As a future business professional, I believe this experience has prepared me to work with different personalities and working styles while maintaining professionalism and focusing on shared goals. Looking back, the TTMC Mobile Clinic Healthcare Project was one of the most insightful teamwork experiences I have had throughout my studies. Through this experience, I discovered strengths that I'm proud of, including organization, adaptability, creativity, initiative, and attention to detail. At the same time, I recognize areas where I can continue to improve, particularly in communication, expectation management, and balancing responsibility with collaboration. Perhaps the biggest lesson I learned is that successful teamwork is not about having a perfect team or avoiding challenges altogether. Instead, successful teamwork comes from being willing to adapt, communicate openly, support one another, and continue learning from both successes and setbacks. Overall, this project has helped me become more self-aware, more confident in my abilities, and better prepared for future teamwork experiences and professional environment. I believe the lessons I gained from the PTMC Mobile Clinic Healthcare Project will continue to shape the way I approach teamwork, collaboration, and personal growth in the future. Thank you for taking the time to watch my reflection.